Hey guys, welcome to another RubberToe Assembly here of the Lifetime 15x8 storage shed. We're going to show you some tutorial videos that'll make so many things easier for you, hopefully. We're going to start right off here on a 15x8 flooring. First thing, when you put your flooring down, you want to connect them all, just like puzzle pieces, interlocking together. As you see here, I'm putting the end piece and the first piece of the flooring down, connecting to it. These floor pieces have been sitting in the sun for a few minutes at least, getting warm and loose and easy to deal with. As you saw me spin that one piece around, that's the third piece in, which will be where the middle doors are going to be at. So your right side door, there's a hole there that needs to be on one side that it wasn't on, so I had to spin that around. That's very important as you go along. Here's another example of floorings where it looks a little bit difficult. If you have two people when you're laying them down the flooring, that's even better. One person can stand on the ones on the end and as a weight kind of hold it while the other person connects all the other pieces. So that one looked like there was a little bit of a warpy bend to it. Sometimes if half of the flooring is laying in the sun and the other half is in the shade, it warps kind of weird, but and it's kind of a struggle to get the pieces on, like it looks like in this situation here. So you could see you'll put one side in, lined up, interlocking, nice and perfect, and then kind of curl it down as you press it down to the ground, and kind of curl it as you go at the same time, and it kind of clips into the other piece and connects, and you kind of roll it down to the ground and it rolls in there. Sometimes it can be quite aggravating getting these things to lock in. Other times there's debris or excess buildup where the puzzle piece connection comes, where they interlock together there. Most of the time you don't really have to deburr them and they'll still go together, but if they're pretty bad you might want to check them. I think I do normally check these. This one just was being difficult for some reason. You get that. But as you can see, the person there put the foot on the edge to kind of keep one side from popping out, and then I went to the other side, as you see me there, kind of struggling with this one, and it's an end piece too. As you see there, it's an end piece, so you want it to be kind of a nice clean fit. So you just kind of work it in there and fold it, and if it's not going, that means there's probably some obstruction in there. So this one doesn't seem to want to clip together there, so I'll probably take it out, and then a good tip is, if it doesn't want to go together, you pull out the side that already went together, which is right there, kind of all over the place here. But oh yeah, okay, so you got the foot down, one person's there holding that was nice, and this side just doesn't seem to want to connect together. Okay, I lifted it up there just enough to get it to underlap there, and it looks like it made a nice connection. As you can see, it looks together now, and then just roll it down to the ground and it's plugged in. Boom, that went pretty good. So these are a little bit of the difficulties you can have with getting them together, but as you can see, they all go together. First thing I'm doing here is putting the screws in to keep them where they're at, if they're nice and perfect. Sometimes the sun will loosen them and they want to unfold, but most of the time it loosens them enough to, like a wet noodle, and it just kind of links in together real nice. They can get real hot though. So jumping over to the panels, the wall panels, that first thin piece is going to go right where you see there. Your side doors are going to go right up next to that first thin piece. There's a little hole on the edge there of that first piece that's going to be for the door, so you have to make sure your two middle pieces on that whole run of flooring are nice and perfect. But here you see the second piece is the window panel. Drops in, yep, the window panel, because it's a 15x8, and it drops in just like you see there, and then kick it a little bit at the bottom and slide it over, or it comes with a little wood block you see on the ladder there. There's a little wood block it comes with, that and a mallet, and you can kind of tap the edge of it towards the other panel that's already up, and then they overlap each other and connect, and the holes line up. And you want a nice straight line at the top there too. There's a little, like a clothesline groove at the top of each wall panel, and I use that little groove to line them up perfectly. Those first two out the gate look nice and perfect, and I lean them right there against my ladder. The wind on this day looks pretty calm, but I think it was coming and going, so no fun building these in the wind. You got to have people with you to hold the walls from getting blown over and damaged. But the next piece is the corner front right. I believe it's labeled, there's 106s, 107s, and other numbers depending which shed you have. But you can see right there that drops into the grooves, and then you tap it over to the right, and then you swing the corner around and line them up. As you see, I pushed in with my foot there to help line them up with the holes that they drop into and click. And that one you kind of got to pull down on the top quite firmly, and it'll go click click, or maybe both at the same time. They'll go click together, and then you look at the bottom, make sure it's clicked together at the bottom and gets inserted into the holes all the way. If you go in right here where you see I got my left hand at the top rail there, there's a nice line right where my left hand was there for a second, and I'm going ahead and putting all the screws in real quick, boom boom boom. But see that nice clothesline at the top? Clothesline, there's like a nice level line all the way across. That means it's dropped in and connected that corner into place. If the line is off at the top, you think just a little bit, maybe it didn't click in at the bottom, and you double check it, make sure everything's nice, and then fill in your screws all the way down. So I put that next piece and I wrapped around that corner and got that whole side of the 15 by 8 shed. Yep, it looks like it's all built. Okay, that's that whole right side of the shed. And then just in case the wind decides to come around, I want to build the gable here and the roofing on the right side of the shed all as I go along. I put a panel or two on that back wall, and then just build the roof as I go. I can only do the right side, and then have to swing all the panels around and do the left. But here you see me getting the 2 rails to put the shelf on. This is the side that's not going to have the second set of doors. It's going to be on the other side from where I'm at, so this will be the shelf side, because it's going to go across the wall from one end to the other. So the left rail and the right rail get installed right where you see that little groove at the top, lined up perfectly with that groove. The one on the right is always lined up perfectly on the center of that groove at the top of the wall where I'm at right there. You can see the groove at the top, lined up perfect. And a lot of times this left side rail is either one channel over to the right, or in this case it's right on the money as well. You have a little wiggle room with these cantilever brackets that you saw me drop in right there. They just drop into the holes and push down, and you'll see they're pretty easy, basic. They drop into those holes. There's also other holes you doesn't have to be at that level. But then I'm showing you here, see this channel right there and a channel right there. That's where those cantilever brackets that I just dropped in are going to rest, and they just swing them a little bit and they clip right into where they got to go. If for some reason you have the model that has it one to the right, then you might have to look underneath. Oh yeah, I got to move the rail over 1 digit to the right. There should be holes if that's the case, where you can just move the left side rail over. So then here you see me putting in the screws into the pre-drilled preset holes that they have at the bottom of the shelf, aligned into that groove channel on each one. Boom boom. Put 2 or 1 in each on the front side of those, and then 2 on each side that line up with little pre-drilled holes in the corner panels there. 1, 2 right there. You see me hold the left side, my left hand there on the wall panel, and kind of pull it in. I'll do it over here too. My right arm will probably pull that wall panel in. I'll get the screw lined up. Yep, see right there, pull the wall panel in and kind of against the edge of the shelf, and then the screw, will go in there nice and firmly one time, the first time correctly. Boom, see that right there. And there you have it. You got your shelf put on the right side of your 15 by 8, and that helps with the integrity of the entire shed. It holds that whole side together. And the left side, as you see here, will be the shelf put on as soon as I put that corner piece there, and maybe a window panel, and then the ends. So yeah, just see me there tapping it with a block and a mallet. And then it's going to look just like this side, like you see here on the other side, and then we finish up in the middle. Alright, and then that will be the 15 by 8 shed. Thanks you guys for watching again. Another RubberToe assembly. Please subscribe if you want. That would be great. We've got plenty of videos that make all these sheds look very easy. Alright, thanks again. RubberToe over now.